It is the function of the CIA to keep the world unstable and to propagandize and teach the American people to hate. So we will let the establishment spend any amount of money on arms. John Stockwell. Good evening, everyone. Hopefully, people stop doing their taxes. But I know the tax deadline for most people are done. And Steve Bozel. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not going to admit you. You're going to have to wait there, Bozel. Let's see. Topic in chat. First off, I want to say thank you for this week for Ronnie Fushi and Yuya Namoto for being my first two ever to donate on Super Chat. I would like Aunt BB as a guest. I've asked twice in the history of asking, which I don't do often, and well, she's busy. She's busy. I'm going to I could make this super short, but we'll see. So things are weird. I'm okay right now with Church Dog 42, which is Scotty. Gosh, hopefully I'm not getting their name wrong. Scott Creighton. Sorry if I called you Scotty. Because he came through. Because I want more information. That's what it is. Whether it's disinformation or information, I won't know until I evaluate it. So therefore, any information right now, I will take. Because right now, if I do a Google search, I won't find anything on the Julian Assange being either a honeypot or a NSA agent or CIA plant, whatever it is. I can't find information on it. But he did show me some information on it with a link to his blog where he goes, as promised, here's the first of the articles I am archiving, and the link is in the description box where you can go and look at it. And this is it. I read through it. There's a lot more to look through because it links to other sources, which is pretty interesting because that's something I've never known before. Plus, he also said that Ebon, or at least Yaban in Arabic, is son of. So he first called me son of Kim, but we'll go through all this later. But yeah, I just want information and not go into a tit and tat one-upmanship war. This is going to be one of those, it feels like, because look, I was thinking so many things I could say, but I think this is it. This is really all I need to play back here. All right, give it some context here.
It's the name used to be Joint Defense Space Research Facility, and there was a movie made about it. The Falcon and the Snowman, way back in the 80s, I guess. And it's a CIA facility. So actually, technically, I was on the CIA payroll while I worked there. And so there are there are Aussies that work there too. So it is
Pretty much that's all I need to say. But I could stop there. I just want to go back and forth because, look, if the idea is to spread hate, I want to spread love. I don't hate you, Barbara Hammer. I love you, actually. I wanna get every one of us on board together, and let's just stop spreading hate. Let's stop corruption. Let's fix everything. Let's start loving each other, and let's start talking to each other. Pretty much. So look, open forum. If I see you coming on, I'll let you in. I've asked twice for interviews. And if there are people who are sellouts and whatnot, I want to know, or people who are lying to to set up a certain agenda to propagate a certain narrative. But looking back, I do see a lot of hit pieces, and that's okay as long as they're legitimate points. But that's why I wanted to ask is, okay, what's the legitimate point for each of these hits on the alternative media personnel? And what was like their end goal? What happened? What was their point? Why did they bow out or sell out, etc.? And I've been called a sellout too by you, which is pretty funny in a way. So let's go through some of the comments. We'll refresh. Come on, YouTube Studio. It's a little slow. Hi, Samantha Peters. Hi, Kathy B. Hi, Ryan Bannock. Another Aussie. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing good with your diet and stuff, exercise. Steve Basel. Julian did come through on his kill switch. He dropped tons of data on WikiLeaks yesterday. He is no agent. Steve Basel. I'm going to have to look into that because I didn't get any notification on that. Because we'll get into that. All right, so the video that I did, the conspiracy theory that Julian Assange is an NSA CIA plant. I use that conspiracy theory term. Yeah, I know the CIA came up with that term, and I can use their term because I want to beat them at their own game. And another thing is I'm going to do one on the conspiracy theory that flat Earth was propagated by the CIA or Tavistock Institute because what's his name? Oh man, why do I keep forgetting his name? What in the world is going on? That guy, he was talking about it like 3-4 weeks ago, and I was like, what? So I want to research more into the idea that flat Earth is a CIA psyop, or maybe it was the Tavistock Institute. Whew, that's a hell of a name to say. All right. And BB 14 hours ago on conspiracy theory that Julian Assange is a NSA CIA plant, and I want to give it the full thing. I say my real name, Barb Hammer, in every video. We never said Assange was an NSA asset. There's a difference, and I want to know the difference. I can't believe you used the CIA weaponized term, conspiracy theory. I hope you realize the CIA weaponized that term after the JFK assassination. Yeah, I do. To dismiss and discredit all dissent about the official narratives. Yeah, I agree. What were you thinking? Well, that's how I think. In response to your invitation, the timing isn't good right now for either of us to appear on your channel. I'm traveling. Scott's busy taking care of family concerns right now. Look, I do watch your show. I do know Scott's mom is having issues. You're traveling. Good. But then I see like an hour, 13-minute video right after I asked. But that's fine. That's fine. I understand. But it's still an open invitation. And I promise I won't call you ad hominems unless I am being called that. So, okay, I respond. That's right, I remember. Then what is Assange if he's not an NSA asset? I keep asking the questions and I keep getting attacked for it. What does that tactic sound like? Yes, I use the CIA weaponized term because that's what I am to them and everyone else apparently. And I am a conspiracist. No, it's not conspiracy because I don't do conspiracies. I investigate conspiracies or conspiracy theories or beliefs. It's mostly conspiracy beliefs. But no. All I do really, and I say this multiple times, is I investigate the official narrative, the official story. And that's where my basis is. After all these looking through rabbit holes, all I need to do really is investigate the official narrative. So the Game of Thrones season 8 episode 1 was on. I watched it and man, Like I was reading the books way before, like right when like Game of Thrones, the first one, the book came out. I think it was 93. I don't remember. But I read it because I was bored. I wanted to read some books. Back then I was kind of big into kind of getting off of Dragonlance and getting into what's the Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan. And then just kind of looking through and it's like, hey, this one looked good. It's Game of Thrones. I recommend it to my brother, and ta-da! They've made a decent series out of it, and I can't wait till I see a lot more stuff. I would rather read the books though. Come on, come on, R.R. Martin, you gotta start writing. I don't know what you're doing. I think he's just living his dream with all the money he's probably getting. Sorry, segue. You're gonna hear me do a segue every episode. No, I don't know, Kathy. She said, in here, you can go to the link is in the description box to her video. Did I close it? Oh, if you go to if you open up the transcript and you go to, sorry, I'm still getting over. 528. Quote, it's a CIA facility, and so actually technically I was on the CIA payroll while I worked there. That's unquote. But I don't know the entire story. It's just kind of like a segue. But I do segues all the time. So if I get attacked by Barb Hammer, I'll just say Ebon Kim being attacked by CIA, someone who was on the CIA payroll. I win. All right. So again, all right, let me get back to it. Never forget what you are. The rest of the world will not. Wear it like armor, and it can never be used against you. Tyrion Lannister, Game of Thrones series. And at BB 3 hours ago, I guess you're cognitively challenged. No one ever said Assange was CIA. We've consistently said he's CIA. Oh, I gotta write that one down. Julian Assange is CIA. That's good. But cognitively challenged. That's a good one. Cognitively challenged. Let's keep a list here. Flat Earth is disinfo to credit the whole truth community. Oh, that's a good one. You know, that's actually can be my next one. You know, Flat Earth disinfo. Part of and why are you on board with that? Because the official narrative that the Earth is a globe. Yeah, there's some holes with that. And if you don't know that, I'm kind of wondering a little bit about your research skills. Okay, so flat. This is the second time. Is Mark Passio was the guy I was thinking about. He was also saying that the flat Earth was, and he researched flat Earth, and he says it's CIA psyop. And I'm gonna play it back. I'm gonna play up that video that Mark Passio did, and that it's CIA disinfo, and you know, stemming from the Tavistock Institute. So that's gonna be my next one. All right, so here we go. Let's see. Flat Earth. She says flat Earth is disinfo to discredit the whole truth community. Been hearing that a lot. That's something to look into. Now, as far as controlled opposition, we do understand that Flat Earth Society is controlled opposition. All right, let's see. Next is 14 hours ago. Church Dog, hi, Ebon. Is that your name, or is it being used as Son of Kim? Cool either way. I have a lot of written material on the subject, covered this from the beginning in 2007, 2008. Unfortunately, WordPress decided to wipe out my website a year ago. I will archive it on my news site so you can have a look. I agree. It's much easier and fast to go through than having to listen to one of my videos. Trust me, you're not the only one that makes long videos, so don't worry about that. Maybe being careful in the future using terms like conspiracy theory in your titles would be a thought you might consider. After all, Obama spying on Trump in 2016 was once called conspiracy theories because the CIA and mainstream media coined that term and let it loose. So I'm going to use that term because that's what I am. And if that's what I am and how much that I know compared to what people who aren't conspiracy theorists know, and all I'm going to do is know more about the official narrative than people who for people who believe the official narrative, because they just go ahead and are okay with the authorities and whatever they say, but they know nothing about it. But if I know everything about it, I tell them, hey, isn't it a little bit weird that if A, this happened, and B, this happened, and C supposedly happened at the same time? Does that strike you as odd? That's all I have to say. Just like this, all I have to do is point out a quote from hours of videos. Just one quote. That's damage done. Okay. How did they turn out? I don't know. I don't really care the drama that they spin. I don't really pay attention to that. I'm paying attention to things that are more important. And then there's this. By March, more than 1 million leaked documents from governments and corporations in Asia, the Middle East, Sub-Saharan Africa, and the former Soviet bloc will be available online in a bold new collective experiment in whistleblowing. That is, of course, as long as you don't accept any of the conspiracy theories brewing that WikiLeaks.org could be a front for the CIA or some other counterintelligence agency. Time, January 27, 2007. Yeah. Would love to chat with you maybe when BB gets back from her trip. Yeah, I mean, that is good stuff. That's the information I'm looking for. That someone's actually looking into that stuff. But there's multiple things about that. But still, like, what's the end result? Why are they going full 360 on him? Like, is that part of the plan? And that's been for a long time. Is this part of the theater? And my reply, I'm missing the Son of Kim reference. Sorry. I've been looking for written material. I haven't found it, but thanks. That explains why I haven't found it. I use conspiracy theory because that's what I am to everyone. I never forget what you are. The rest of the world will not wear like armor, and it can be never used against you. Tyrion Lannister, Game of Thrones. It doesn't affect me. I still look at things. I still research. People still watch my videos, no matter how few. In the end, all conspiracies must have either a leak or admission in order for it to be truly known. Both have issues, but in the end, it's the reactions that matter. Church Dog 42, Ebon Kim. Ebon translate to son in Arabic, and I did do the Google translation, and it did say Yabon, which is pretty interesting. I don't know if my father knew Arabic to have named me Ebon, but son of Kim, that's something new. Maybe I'll use that tag somewhere. I learn something new every day. Thanks. I forgot to give him a like. And that's good to know because I learned something. You're suggesting that we're disinformation when there's a mountain of evidence about Assange that you haven't explored, which I want to explore. Aren't you just blindly accepting an alt official narrative? I know. All information, and I reply, all information is disinformation until evaluation. That's what I'm looking for, the mountain of evidence, starting with the central premise. I don't blindly accept anything. Again, you always seem to put words in other people's mouth. And BB, all info is just info until you read it and check its authenticity. Yes, I would agree with that. You haven't even followed us on Twitter or even paid attention to our videos. I think I am following you guys on Twitter. Or maybe I stopped. Let's check. What is my username? Is it my name? What is my password? Damn it. Give me a second, guys. I'll figure it out. What is my username? That's my username. Tequila Mockingbird. Damn it. Well, I guess you guys know that I used the Chrome password thingy. All right. Let's see. You've had Guard Gnome on your channel. He constantly lied about me, but you never questioned the BS he was spewing. That was interesting. Well, you know what? Guard Gnome has been on my channel. We've kind of had a falling out because I call him an agent as well. I forget why he was mad at me, but I could probably guess why. If I ever see him again, get his real name, I'll probably apologize to him. Let's see. And you know what? He comes on. We can talk. And heck, if you come on, I'll apologize to you right off the bat. First thing I'll say is, I'm sorry. Let's start over. Okay. ChurchDog42, 14 hours ago. Let me address this one thing. I don't hate Assange. I don't know him. How could I hate him? It's not either or. You don't have to hate or love him, and in fact, you shouldn't choose either. What I am saying is you have to carefully evaluate the facts on the ground, including the fact that he never leaked anything most of us didn't already know, which I want to know. I want to know that part. Sorry, I'm taking notes. I should probably take some more notes on the. All right. But his work did support in many ways the various regime change operations over the course of the Obama presidency. That it's undeniable. But that doesn't mean I hate him. I'm just not in love with him, as unfortunately many people are. Sure, that's. And I replied 11 hours ago. Sure, that's good to know. It should sound like hate to me, but maybe I mistook that hate for something else. Leaks and admissions to conspiracies in the end either could have always been planned. All we can look at is the reactions and the aftermath. What is the aftermath of Julian Assange and WikiLeaks? There's corruption within the militarized economy that is the United States, stemming from the military force to police force to political elections to foreign policy. Are you in support of the corruption? And BB responds 3 hours ago, what the F is wrong with you? Do you expect everyone to spend hours listening to you, but you don't take the time to listen to what we have to say before forming your own poorly informed opinion? I like that. Let's quote. Look, you guys have lots of videos, and I've probably watched about 3 to 4 hours worth of your videos in regards to Julian Assange, because I want to know more information about your stance on Julian Assange being CIA. And I'm not getting that, and instead of getting answers, I get attacked for asking the question. That's a very familiar tactic. Do you not know that? And BB 14 hours ago, I don't think you've done your research, even taken time to listen to everything Scott said, or even read his writing, or that of others about Assange. Wow. I've done my research and I failed to find anything of value within 2+ hours worth of videos. That was 11 hours ago. I'm still researching writings I can't find. And Ebon can be follows us on Twitter. You would be all caught up. I guess that's over your head. Yeah, maybe that is over my head. Look, I don't really use Twitter any much. I use Gab, and Gab, I have it so it just forwards to my Twitter. So, and I want to log into freaking Twitter so I can. I think I'm gonna change my password. I just don't know what it is anymore. Come on, guys. Uh, I'm not gonna know it. I've got like hundreds of passwords that I cycle through, and all right. Here's more from you to chew on, Ebon, from Scott and me, and I did look at them. How come y'all can find time to interview you? Yeah, that's how I know you guys made an hour and 13-minute video, right? Discussing the subject between yourselves. It's the difference between my driving to Scott's in Tampa while I'm in town and coordinating with the third person in Skype in a different time zone. It's just as complicated as Scott and I arranged to do a video with Abdul Hussein in the UK. Is that over your techie head? Gosh, I mean, can you like not resort to an attack? I mean, that's like one of the things that one of the 10 commandments in the CIA's 10 commandments of counterintelligence. Number 1 being be offensive. I mean, is that like, are you just going by the playbook? I mean, is that like so ingrained in you that you have to do that? It's like, I hope you're not in the CIA anymore. You know, you don't have to follow the 10 commandments anymore. All right. Okay, let's see. Oh, this is a long one. Wow, this is a very long one. All right, 13 hours ago, Ebon I used to believe the Assange WikiLeaks myth, but was open to new information, which so am I. After reviewing what was out there that discredited the official narrative, I no longer buy that BS. Assange was never my hero. Maybe that's why I was able to let go. I don't really have heroes anymore. If I do, that doesn't prevent me from questioning it. Disagreeing hero worship is a very dangerous thing. Yeah, it's ego driven. I would again, yeah. Heroes exist, and now I think I referred to that point, but hero worship I do not do. Let's see. 11 hours ago, I replied, open to information that's not revealed to others. I'm asking for the information. I'm not getting any. Apparently, you don't watch any of my videos because you would know that I empty my cup. If you don't understand that reference, then that's confirmation. I wouldn't even entertain the thought if I was a believer. So tell me, in short, what is Julian Assange in relation to the NSA and CIA? What evidence is there in support of it? After more than a decade, that should have been made clear by now, shouldn't it? Please don't point me to 1.5 hour videos where that point is never made. And a bunkum, you don't even look where it is. Yeah, we're back to circling and circle jerking back to the beginning. I don't know where it is. Please point me to where it is. Look, you don't even know where it is. I know. That's why I'm asking you where it is. Oh, this is way over your head, techie. It's like, just tell me where the information is. I'm exaggerating my, like, I'm not really triggered, but it's like talking to Brenda on the Nathan Oakley Flat Earth debate. It's just a treat. It just makes me laugh. I love it. I know people don't love it because it's so silly, but it's so silly that I love it. Yeah, okay. Let me keep going. If you followed us along with Chris Rulon, Dead Patsy on Twitter, I haven't looked into Chris Rulon yet, but you know, despite all this stuff that we're dealing with right now, because I always look for quotes for my quote of the day and multiple quotes. I did find John Stockwell, which I use as quote because I never heard of John Stockwell before, and he left the CIA, and he has a piece in the Washington Post why I'm leaving the CIA. This is way back in March 31st, 1977, and I want to go ahead and read that, and it's like another sign that I see, to go and look at. So I'll probably tackle that, just one more person to look into. You would already know his stuff. Instead, you go to where the money is with hero worship. Here we go again. I'm a hero worshiper. Is that what it is? I go to where the money is. You think you're an empty cup, but you're not. Okay, so tell me what I am and what I'm not. I need your thoughts on that. You have even more fixed views than when I last watched your channel. Now you're a flat earther, which is also this information campaign to discredit people seeking the truth. Ah, it says that twice. Trust me, I am going to look into the heart of that. Scotch published stuff on his old site, which WordPress purged, and is now posting it again on his new Nomadic Everyman channel. Stop with the BS thumbnail about Assange and NSA. No one has ever said that he's connected to NSA, only CIA. You are wrong, because I was looking at stuff, and guess who says it? Richard Hall. WikiLeaks made by the NSA, part 1 of 4. I would like to know about Richard Hall, and I believe you, sorry, I won't say believe. I think you or Scott mentioned Richard Hall, or Rich Planet, which Richard Hall is part of. And so, again, you are wrong. Just to point that out. You said no one has ever said that he's connected to NSA, only CIA. Well, I was looking. And yeah, look. Richard Hall. Rich Planet. Julian Assange. Richard Hall. WikiLeaks. Made by the NSA. Maybe I got... or how about Rich Planet TV, WikiLeaks, and Assange, made by the NSA by InfoStrike, and it points to Info Planet TV. So again, yes, that's why I included NSA/CIA, because I don't know which one that you guys are talking about. There's a difference, or is there a difference, or is there not a difference? Even that seems to be over my head. Look, you're wrong about this. How am I over my head? I just did a Google search, and I had to include Richard Hall and Rich Planet with Julian Assange. Because if I just type in Julian Assange, I'm not going to find it. You clearly haven't even listened to my videos or Scott's, let alone read anything other than an alt media sellout BS. Again, why do you always have to attack at the end? And again, if I didn't listen, how would I find this little golden nugget?
It's a CIA facility. So actually, technically, I was on the CIA payroll.
Yeah, how would I ever find that nugget of information if I don't watch any of your videos? 4 hours ago, I reply, Aunt BB, again, nothing more than accusations and ad hominem. Where the money is and hero worship. Okay, whatever. You're obviously a paid CIA show, which is nothing new since you've admitted you are on the CIA payroll. Good luck in your endeavors to mislead people and attack people based on nothing but your beliefs and to never talk about the subject at hand. And 3 hours ago, ooh, there's a lot more. There's a lot here. Ooh, that's going to be good. I never called you any names. Oh, really? Let's see. How about what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm cognitively challenged. That I don't do research. It's over my techie head. I go where the money is. We're with hero worship. I think I'm an empty cup, or you think you're an empty cup, but you're not. You clearly haven't listened to my videos or Scott's. Yeah. Sure. All right. Interesting that you use the usual smear that I'm automatically a paid CIA show without any evidence at all. Okay, here we go. All right, good. You mean like when you were actively on the CIA payroll? I mean this part?
And so actually, technically, I was on the CIA payroll.
So no evidence at all. Is that it? My goodness, is this hammer time? Oh, we need that. I'll probably get like a copyright strike if I play back. It's hammer time. But man. Maybe I'll just use the Darth Vader quote. You've been beaten. I'm very open about my background, but people who know nothing about the Intel community always use it to smear me. I'm just telling you the truth. It wasn't a smear. And you are a shill. Do you not know that? Would you say the same about Bill Binney, Tom Drake, Ray McGovern et al? Well, they never smeared me. I do like listening to what they have to say, just like I like listening to what you have to say. I didn't accept your invitation before, in part because you had Gardnome and others on your channel. I've got a lot of people on my channel. I even let some people like Steve Bosco, Steve Bosco, and that's not his real name, or Steve Basel. Sorry, Steve Basel, Steve Bazell. Sorry. Hey, I haven't read the. Let me take some time to read the chat here. Didn't she say she worked for NSA? Or conspiracy theory has become common slang by Samantha Peters, yeah. Oops. Kathy B, didn't she say... Did she say she worked for NSA? No, she just said, in quotes, whatever the title of this video is. Technically, I was on the CIA payroll, that's what she said. Let's see. Steve Basel, another agent, but you're a hilarious agent. I have linked to the WikiLeaks file dump from April 13th at Ebon Kim. New perspective. So funny that people still believe we fly around the sun. Yeah, it is. New perspective. Flat Earth is a psyop, but only works because anyone who thinks about it and applies common sense realizes that it's ridiculous to believe we still fly around the sun. Yeah. Samantha Peters. When CIA wants to discredit something, they own it and spread the rumor that they are the ones who created it. There were questions concerning Julian Assange was killed and replaced by an actor, and now the info is controlled. Trump Army of Kentucky. You'll need a moderator for this jam-packed live stream. No, I don't. And jam-packed it is not, but it is packed with plenty of people that I enjoy listening to what you guys have to say to chat. Obviously, Steve Bossel at Ebonkin. Say you want to research, but you just ignore the file dump that you heard nothing about. Wow. Well, I heard about it from you. Thank you, and I'll look into it because I haven't seen anything. But I'm not actively looking for that because there's many things I'm looking for, such as, well, first off, shouldn't we investigate if Julian Assange is the CIA, or if Julian Assange is made by the NSA? I mean, shouldn't we look into that? Yeah, I think so. Let's see. Kathy B. Oh, geez. I don't have a photo avatar real pic. You know, Kathy, you're an agent too, but I still like you. But yeah, I think you're a good agent. But I did give my personal info to the group, and then I got hacked. Yeah, that's not nice. It is in old pirate pads. Yeah, that sucks. Look, I hope one day we wouldn't ever have to resort to anonymity for protection. But I mean, these days, anonymity isn't protection, as of course we've seen by WikiLeaks, which Julian Assange was trying to protect all of the leakers, but they can't protect themselves from themselves. I mean, case in point, Edward Snowden, Bradley Manning, who's now Chelsea Manning. You know, there's anonymity did not get protection. Protection is being held within the public eye and hopefully having people to prevent death and destruction by corrupt agents or agencies. Trump Army of Kentucky. I got my Capital One Quicksilver. Oh, my goodness. Not a joke. Marco Vitti. Hi, I see you fishing at Walden Pond. Me and my friend love fishing. So do I. And I hope you enjoy Walden Pond because I no longer am in Massachusetts to fish at Walden Pond, which is one of the things I love to do dearly. Samantha Peters, what pages is Bond reading? I'm reading my comments, my channel comments. It's easy in the new studio beta. Steve Boswell, this is the most retarded thing I've ever heard. This BB is convinced because he's still alive and not dead. Ebon came fucking bullshit. Just calm down, Steve. Just calm down. You have to be. Oh, ever hear one CIA, always CIA? Yeah, I did hear that. Plain Truth, like me, yes. Once upon a time, bless you. The Plain Truth. Please check out his channel. Good stuff. He's got good videos that he takes to, hey, just to enjoy. Whether you're a globe earther or you're a flat earther, are gonna enjoy his videos. So give him a like, give him a sub. Check out his videos. I watch his videos. I do. Sorry, I'm not coughing because anything. Oh, I'm just coughing because I'm coughing. I thought it'd be over this cold or whatever it is by now. Steve Balso isn't my real name either at Ebon Kim. Yeah, I know that. The Plain Truth. How many screens do you have? I have a lot of screens. I need to rearrange some stuff, but I've been busy lately. So typically I'd have 2 and 1 and 1. That was my old setup, but I'm just gonna add one here. I'm not gonna add a second one here. I might. Depends on if I can find a table. But I've got one here in a separate computer. But I was thinking of having a third computer here, where instead of actually having it there to use, it's just gonna be. Actually, why wouldn't I just use that? Who knows? Like I could be surrounded by computers. Look, plenty of computers and screens way back there. I am basically a I don't know. This is like headquarters for it's new age, I guess. You know, after they messed stuff up, we're gonna have to restart everything. Hopefully, I can bring back things that matter. Kathy B, when she first showed, I checked her channel and she had an introductory video when she said she was retired NSA. Who? Kathy B. Living in Canada, dual citizenship. Are you talking about Barbara Hammer? That had to be more than 10 months ago. So did she delete those? And I don't know. I don't remember. If you can find any evidence, that'd be great. But you know what? CIA people, ex-CIA, ex-NSA, ex-FBI, or even if you're in there, if you see corruption and you can't fight it within your agency, what are you gonna do? And then, are you gonna participate in it, or are you going to leave? And if you leave and you see it propagating still, what are you going to do? Did you swear an oath to protect the Constitution, foreign and domestic, or did you not? All right. So I had asked Scott about your invitation, waiting for his response. Oh, wait, let's back up. Who would just outnumber me and attack me. Look, Gartnome hasn't been on my channel since our little fallout from way back. I think that fallout was because someone used my second Zoom account, which is free for anybody to use for their live stream, as long as my only criteria was that they leave it open to the public. But they had it closed, a closed session that was live streamed, and so I shut it down. And then that all happened, so yeah. I had asked Scott about your invitation, waiting for a response, but you chose to go ahead and do a video without allowing us to defend ourselves. You can defend yourselves at all times. I'm not even really attacking you. I'm just explaining. I'm just reading out stuff. I'm just pointing out things that you've said or you've written, and the same thing that I've said and I've written. If there was an attack that I initiated, please let me know. That would be good. That would be good. Good weaponry to have, right? You're gonna do a video and saying, "Hey, Ebon attacked me first. Here's proof." And we'll see. We'll look at the timeline. Ebon gets a video saying, "Oh, look, Ebon gets attacks first. Attacks a CIA person who says I was on the CIA payroll." I don't know. I just feel like you're gonna lose this battle, and this doesn't have to be a battle. Like, I mean, if the first, like, here's the logic where I don't get. It's like your first thing that someone wants to look into to find more information about Julian Assange being CIA or NSA, because that's Rich Planet talking, not me. That's the only thing that I found. So the first thing you're gonna do with someone trying to look into the information is to call them names and attack them. Like, how does that ever help out anyone? It'd be like saying, hey, you want to look into flat Earth? Well, you're a dumb moron. It's like, well, can you just tell me what I could look into to look into flat Earth? And I go, you're just a techie way over your head, idiot. It's like, look, that person isn't gonna want to like look into flat Earth. But I don't even tell them look into flat Earth. I tell people just look into the globe Earth. Just look into the sphere Earth. Look into the official narrative. That's all I want people to do. Just look into it. And then you're going to look into it and you're going to be like, oh, crap, I believe this? How come I never looked into it? It's just like when you look up in the sky and it's like, wait, it's daylight. There's a moon. There's a shadow on the moon. It's a half moon. And you got the sun and daylight. And you're taught somehow that the shadows on the moon were created from the Earth. It's Earth shadows that's on the moon. But if the sun's over there, it's like the shadow like curving around the Earth and appearing on that side of the moon. You know, it's just stop and look around. You know, just like Ferris Bueller said, you know, if you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. I don't want to keep debunking you. I've never called you any names, but you immediately called me a paid CIA shill without any evidence. Yes, you've called me names, and I called you a paid CIA shill because of
and a facility. So actually, technically, I was on the CIA payroll.
So if you're a paid CIA, technically on CIA payroll, that's what it means. You know, that's evidence. Okay. So who's using ad hominems now? I didn't use ad hominems still. I kindly consulted with Scott about your invitation. If you really wanted me on your channel, you wouldn't smear me. I'm not smearing you. I'm just telling it like it is. If that's a smear, then stop saying stuff like that. It makes no sense for me to call Assange a CIA asset if I'm a paid CIA shill to you. Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. Well, it does make sense in a way, actually, because you want to discredit Julian Assange as much as possible, or at least cause hate. I mean, that is the, again, CIA first commandment of the 10 commandments. Be offensive. CI that is passive and defensive will fail. We cannot hunker down in a defensive mode and wait for things to happen. It's all here. It's CIA.gov. Again, I like to look at official narratives. This is what they say. This is the treatment I get after responding your invitation. You expect us to drop everything right away just for you? No, you don't have to. I never do that when I invite people on my channel. Have you invited people on your channel? I've never got an invite. I've asked you twice for an invitation to join mine. It often takes weeks or even months before we can arrange the interview. Get a grip, buddy. All right, I need to get a grip. What kind of a grip? One-handed grip, two-handed grip. All right, let's go back. Got to be thanks. The boss of the CIA or NSA. They're two different things, two very different things. They hate each other and undermine each other all the time. Like shat crazy. I don't know. She says she was technically on the CIA payroll. All right. As 12 hours ago, Church Talk 42, as promised, here's the first of the articles I'm archiving. Link, and I go, thank you, with a like and a heart, and this is it. Please check that out, because I checked that out, and we should really look into it. Scrutinize it. Is it possible? If it's a possibility, then it's worth looking into. And so let's spend some time looking into that. Stuff from Free WT, Kevin Benek. I am going to have to skip so I could stay on topic here. 3 hours ago, if Assange were the real deal, Ebon, he would be dead like Gary Webb, and I need to look into Gary Webb as well, which is good. You know, just like I found John Stockwell. You mentioned Chris Rulon, and now Gary Webb, and of course, I looked into Gary Webb a little bit. Okay. Has it ever crossed your mind that Assange is still alive because he may have critical classified information that would be released in case he ends up dead, like a Killman switch? Yeah, Scott Boswell. Aside from that, many people didn't know who Gary Webb was. Unfortunately, the entire world knows who Julian Assange is. And killing him would just make him a martyr, and it would not be good PR for the U.S., who still needs him alive to complete dismemberment of any so-called legacy he might have had to the general public. Julian Assange has had smear campaigns against him for years, if not at least a decade. It's a tactic Harry Truman would have been proud of. And BB replies 2 hours ago, has it ever crossed your mind to question the fact that WikiLeaks was discussed in MSM before it ever published anything? Have you ever questioned the fact that WikiLeaks was published in MSM and that Assange has op-eds published in MSM, which also publishes articles in his defense? That should raise some red flags. Why don't you question why Assange is such a media darling? He's not quite a media darling. He's just like the mainstream corporate media, which I don't like, and plenty of those I know don't like. Really like to attack him. I guess he's a darling antagonist. Why don't you question the fact that the Ecuadorian government created and funded a spy op on behalf of Assange, who coordinated his private meetings with dissidents at the London embassy? Don't you think that Assange might possibly use that info? And look how Ecuador is now today. Don't want to look into the what was that $42 billion something loan? No. It was like 42 billions in funding and 8 billion in loans or something like that. Something crazy like that. I think someone was talking about a couple of days ago. I mean, no, I guess that was the cost of giving up Assange. Okay. Don't you like? Why don't you ever talk about that? How come we always talk about this stuff? Like all the stuff that seems to be iffy and like all the corruption that's out there. It's like, why don't we focus on the corruption? What's revealed as corruption, and not the person who's letting those corruptions out. Like if it was just like WikiLeaks and all that was like, oh, look how awesome Hillary Clinton is. Look at her email. She's talking about yoga and how everybody should have access to yoga. You know, then I would probably have questions about WikiLeaks and Julian Assange's authenticity. But it's always something pretty bad that the government's doing that they shouldn't be doing, and it should be that material should be public knowledge. It should be transparent, but it's not. Anyways, we never seem to hear about that. Okay, sorry, let me keep going. Who coordinated his private meetings with dissidents and blah blah blah? Don't you think that Assange might possibly use that info for possible blackmail against dissidents? I don't know. The real truth tellers like Scott are virtually unknown. Where's your vigil for Scott, who lives in poverty, on disability, has been financially undermined and silenced, and is being sued for his reporting? Like, I don't know that. Kind of hypocritical of you, isn't it? I don't know. Is it? You and others have smeared both me and Scott. Oh, did I? I don't think so. So isn't your outrage misplaced? 2 hours ago. Yes, it crossed my mind because I think through all the possibilities, not just the one that's believed to be the one like you, Barbara. The controllers of the masses have their reasons. In the end, it's for more control. WikiLeaks and Julian Assange, the controllers of the masses, may have finally contained them, but they didn't control what they did, which was to expose corruption. Had the controllers of the masses not been full of hoopers, they might have succeeded in creating what they thought to be someone in some entity under their control. Is Scott your idol? Do you worship Scott? I don't hero worship, but you do. I just point out what heroes are, and it's those who stand up for those who cannot. I do not worship heroes. I aim to do what heroes do. Tell me how I have smeared you and Scott. You smeared me and everyone else long before I even pointed out you have no valid evidence pointing to Julian Assange being a honeypot or whatever you suggest he is. You're so full of hate, it's blinded you. It's kind of sad. I know that was going to hit a spot, so I apologize for that. And Ebon came 2 hours ago. No, Scott isn't my idol, simply a mentor and collaborator. We have disagreements and argue about things sometimes, but are still friends. You called me a paid CIA shill, remember? Yeah, I remember.
And so actually, technically, I was on the CIA payroll.
I don't know what to do with that. Oh, how soon we forget. Scott and I have been smeared as bigots, white supremacists, alt-right, Nazis, etc. I haven't called you any of those. I haven't smeared you or anyone else. So that's a lie. Yeah, that right there is a lie. You ignore any evidence. I want evidence. Your ignorance of it doesn't mean that there is no valid evidence. Right now, look, just provide evidence. I don't even know if it's valid or not because there's no evidence presented. Scott, though, thank you for having this out. Now there is evidence, and I could look into it. Whether it's valid or not, that's what I have to ascertain by myself. Do your own research. You guys play back stuff from Bill Cooper. I like Bill Cooper. Bill Cooper quote. He had a good quote. And what was that quote? Let's see if I could find it. Here's the quote. Read everything, listen to everybody, believe nothing unless you can prove it with your own research. Bill Cooper. Read everything, listen to everybody, believe nothing unless you can prove it with your own research. Bill Cooper. I like that quote from Bill Cooper. And that's something that you should probably have people follow as well, because that's a good quote. Let's see. I'm not full of hate at all. Good. Be full of love. That's your talking point. Oh, wait. Hate is my talking point. Oh, man. Goodness. You had to go there. You had to go there. I don't hate Assange, you or anyone. I don't like what Assange represents. You sold out a bond. That's what's sad. You seem desperate for attention. Maybe. I just want people to know the truth. The truth doesn't need a representative. Truth is truth. People can easily find it. It's just like the sun and the moon. The truth can't be hidden for long. And there's been a lot of comments here 2 hours ago. Before I ever invite someone on my channel, watch the videos and become familiar with their work, Ebon. I'm then patient and take the time to work around their schedule for all involved. I don't expect guests to respond right away and sacrifice their needs for mine. It's called common courtesy. Otherwise, an invitation is just an ambush. Oh, okay. Again, come on in. I'll apologize first off. You don't even have to apologize. I don't think you will apologize. Plus, I don't think you'll even come on my show, so let's see, 2 hours ago. I think you need to learn to be a good host if you want guests to accept your invitations, Ebon. I guess so. 2 hours ago. Good luck to you, Ebon. I hope you honestly seek answers to your questions, but the key word is seek. Seek and ye shall find. Don't live in the darkness. Don't be a bad, demanding host either. Okay, thank you. I'll live by those words. MENA, Middle East and North Africa. Thank you. I was wondering what MENA stood for. I was in the Navy. but I was not good at acronyms then. I'm not good at acronyms now. If that's even what it's called. Yeah, it's acronyms. You don't seem to have much patience, Ebon. Yeah, like commenting 5 times in a row more than anyone else. You're probably my best commentator of the week, maybe the year, MPB. Are we supposed to drop everything for you? That's not how our interviews work. It takes me weeks, sometimes months, to arrange an interview. Yeah, okay, I got that. Let's see if there's been more. Let's do a refresh. Whew. Excuse me. Being sick has not been good. While that's loading, let's look at chat. Oh, okay. Kathy B says, yes, BB. Oh, that would be an interesting video to find if you could find it, Kathy. Kathy is very good at finding. Oh, shoot. It's my hold on. Sometimes my mic goes haywire. It has to do with my power. Testing. Okay, that's much better, right? Yeah. Good. And how's my speaker level? That's low. Let's get it back. I usually set to 80. 80's been somewhat good. All right, that should be much better. Thank you, Steve. Study embedded confessions. What is an embedded confession? Statement analysis.blogspot.com. In this article, I will attempt to explain briefly what an embedded confession is. The topic is complicated. I can only give you a short synopsis so that better understanding of the McCann case may be obtained. It is not a topic meant for a single lesson or a single article. It is more complex. Shortly, I will publish the analysis of the interview by McCann. That was the topic of Richard Hall's documentary. Ooh, Richard Hall. That came up again. I may have to look more into Richard Hall's work. Embedded confession is identified in the conclusion of the analysis. For those who are able to enter the chat room, this written version will address some of the questions posed that I was not able to get to, as well as those who had questions. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a long one. Yeah, that's going to be a long one. Who is writing this anyway? Oh. Man. I don't know who that is. Give me someone. Or maybe it was Rich Planet that wrote that. Can't we get a simple explanation? Is this part of the 10 Commandments of the CIA? Or maybe it's the, was it, Office of Strategic Services, that they have the simple sabotage field manual, which is interesting. Business Insider did a the post about it. It says makes so the OSS sabotage manual says make speeches, talk as frequently as possible and at great length. Illustrate your points by long anecdotes and accounts of personal experiences. I see that a lot. I do segue a lot. I know it's been an hour, 6 minutes. I'll quit pretty soon because I want to get into something that's more important. But this is important too. I think eventually this brings up an idea, which I'm gonna go ahead and do a future segment on topic. The CIA and OSS manuals and commandments. I think that'd be an interesting one, just so we can just see how our CIA operates. I mean, isn't that what we want? We want to know how our government operates. So Why wouldn't we want to know how our government operates, especially the CIA? In all honesty, I jumped ship, Kathy B. Which ship? Steve Basel at about maybe next stream I can get on talk. I gotta go, and this chick is all kinds of disinformation, crazy. Snowden was CIA and exposed to NSA, and Assange probably is NSA done it to the CIA. I'd like to listen to that. Kathy B, I couldn't trust certain people. Yes, hard to trust. But here's the thing about trust. Once that trust is gone the first time, it's gone, right? So, you can trust people once. Oh, my volume's good. You could trust people once, but once you lose that trust, it's gone. It's harder to gain back. Manitalk, aloha, all hey, Ebon. By the way, the earth is not flat. Bye. You know what? You should come on and convince me, Manitalk. Which is James, by the way. Which I want to do a on topic, which is kind of been on my mind, is I want people to convince me that the earth is a globe again. I want to make a term, it's like make America great again, but maybe it'll just be called mega. No, wait. Make earth globe again. Mega. Yeah. Thank you, James Manitalk. I am going to do a segment called Mega. It's called Make Earth Globe Again. And I want people to convince me that the Earth is a globe. I mean, I got convinced that Earth was not a globe by looking into that Earth was a globe. And then I want people to convince me again that the Earth is a globe by making me look into that Earth is a globe. Like it I don't know how that works. Okay, that's the end of this on topic. And yeah, I may have to look more into the Rich Planet, Richard Hall. I don't seem to like the Richard Hall stuff. He's got the round globe for his backdrop. He's got the Earth as a globe in the backdrop. I'm at this point where people haven't realized that the Earth globe model, the official narrative for the Earth being a globe, if they haven't figured that out, it's like I don't know how good a researcher they can be for anything else. That's kind of why I stopped listening to Mark Passio, even though I like Mark Passio's work. But man, if he did his research, and we're going to go into that the next segment. So if you're still awake in about 15 minutes, you'll see me on then. All right, I'll see you guys later. Thank you for stopping by.